In this episode, we take on more than 700 kilometers outback on the mighty Gibb River Road. The Gibb River Road is an outback gravel track which shouldn't be taken lightly. After gathering all relevant information at the western end in Derby, we confidently started our journey. The bitumen soon gave way to the dirt road. The reason for that name is quite obvious. We found ourselves amid thousands of termite holes, some smaller, some larger, and many certainly weirdly shaped. The fringing majestic baobab trees were especially impressive to us. Shortly afterwards, we saw a big snake on the road, which we later identified as a python. We watched it crawl off to safety and carried on towards our campground. Typically for outback Australia, there are no stock fences on the Gibb. Therefore, we regularly encountered cattle along the way. Meanwhile, the sun was setting behind us and we carried on till we reached Windjana Gorge. Early the next morning, we started walking towards the imposing cliff walls. The high-grown grass proved to be the perfect camouflage for local wallabies. After entering the gorge through a narrow chasm, we soon encountered a large waterhole. It was there that we spotted our first crocodiles. These crocs are Johnson freshwater crocodiles and with a length of 2 meters rather small. While the crocs were bathing in the sun, the white cockatoos gave us a concert from above. We walked on a bit before returning to the car and driving to Tunnel Creek. Along the way, it became obvious that these road conditions aren't suitable for all types of vehicles. To get into Tunnel Creek, we had to climb over some large boulders before reaching a world of light and shadow. With every step the light faded more and more, and before long we were revealed by utter darkness. From time to time we had to cross the creek, but soon we reached the end of the tunnel. Along the further way we drove through scenic patches of landscape until we took turnoff to Lennard River Gorge. First river crossing, first waterhole crossing. Both of us, we are mightily scared, a bit nervous, because it's very, very brown water. We can't see the bottom, and we think it's probably more than 20 centimeters deep, but we just don't know, and so we're a bit nervous. Let's see. Not deep, but rough. A lot of stones around. Well, we made it. That's that. Only problem, we have to go back. The path into the gorge first followed a creek bed, then went over a hill, and finally we caught a glimpse of the gorge. Once more, the sun shone at its best, and we quickly made our way to camp for the night, with only one more creek crossing. After brekkie, coffee and refueling out of the jerry cans, we started our walk into Bell Gorge. The cascading waterfall offers a great view from below and above. The pool at the bottom is suitable for swimming for humans and animals alike. Without a doubt, a beautiful spot to be. Heading on, a mildly perturbed dingo showed us where to go. We crossed the creek again and drove towards another gorge. Trying to find a way into Adcock Gorge. First, where I thought was the one was the cul-de-sac. No way going through. Now I'm trying that way. Let's see. There's a way through here. At the end, there waited yet another beautiful waterfall with a pool, which was enthusiastically used by these kids. We didn't want to miss out on a swim either, and so we took our towels into Galvins Gorge. We found a bit of Aboriginal rock art and certainly a lot of fun. The waterfall massage wasn't too bad either. This little gem was definitely one of our favorites along the Gibb. After refueling at Mount Barnett Roadhouse, we quickly drove to camp and finally encountered a bit of four-wheel driving. We conclude, what a beautiful day. We just had one of the most horrible nights probably of our lives. Yesterday in the evening we drove to our campsite, set up our tent, and then Anna smelled some fuel. So we discovered that we got a fuel leak under our car. Right there, nicely dripping. And luckily there was a mechanic at the campsite. He said we should drive back to the Roadhouse immediately because he couldn't fix anything. The Roadhouse of course was already closed. We tried to drive to the mechanic, which was another 30k away, which was also already closed. So we drove to another campsite, stopped there, tried to just put the pot underneath, and then we discovered another beautiful thing. We had a flat tire. So now we've got a fuel leak and a flat tire. We can just try to fix the flat tire, drive to the Roadhouse and see if they can do anything today. Let's see. It was going to be a long day spent in front of the Roadhouse. After draining the fuel tank for 4 to 5 hours, cleaning the hole another hour maybe, letting it dry, and then now applies the steel stick glue which we bought in the Mount Barnett Roadhouse directly behind me. I'm gonna hope that it's going to seal the hole in the fuel tank, at least so we can get to a mechanic in Kununurra. Let's see. With a hole in the fuel tank, we decided to cut our Gibb adventure short and drove the remaining 350 k's in the next 2 days. Ironically, that wouldn't have been necessary as 2 different mechanics in Kununurra told us that our solution was perfectly fine. Unaware of that, we headed on and soon stood at the banks of the Pentecost River. We watched some other vehicles cross before it was our turn. The first part was shallow, but then the depth increased. Nothing our car couldn't handle though. As we wanted to have a cool shot of our car from up front and behind with the Cockburn ranges in the background, I crossed the river a second time, facing the camera. All good things come in threes, and so we crossed the Pentecost River a third time. The following landscape was especially scenic with this baobab tree standing out. After one last night at our Questro station, we didn't want to leave the Gibb without some more forward driving. We took on the steep and rocky Saddleback ridge track, which boasted some extremely sharp bends. At the top, we took in the view of the surrounding countryside. No visit to El Questro would be complete without stopping at Zebedee Springs. These warm water springs are a truly relaxing spot. Finally, there was one more highlight to come. We walked the short path into Emma Gorge, where mesmerizing scenery awaited us. From the warmest water, we hopped into the coldest. The moss-covered walls were exceptionally beautiful, and the rainy waterfall was very tranquil. For minutes we sat in silence and listened to the water drop down. After that, our adventure on the Gibb River Road ended at the beginning of the bitumen. We certainly won't forget it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. Also make sure to subscribe for more videos to come.